Hello again. Yes, I know I'm spoiling you today. It's been quite a productive day, and I've managed to get another short story written, which is a bit different from the others because, sorry, a quick sip of juice. It's actually based on a true story. Obviously, not everything, as you'll see, but this kind of did happen to me, or at least the main thrust of the action, not the backstory. So yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy it. As ever with these stories, it's based on 5 random words which will appear at the top of the screen. And this is story number 87, and it's called The Alabaster Bird. I'm on top of the Jeep, balanced on a stepladder I've lashed to the roof rack with bungee cords, craning with a tripod on full extension to capture the evening sun, cutting an orange slice across the pyramids, with Cairo sprawling out in the background, when he shouts up to me, Sir, beautiful artwork, only $20. I ignore him at first, firing off a volley of shots as a small flight of birds crosses the skyline. I really hope I've caught them in the gap between the biggest and leftmost pyramids. I feel the ladder wobble and have to adjust my position. I can't afford to fall off the roof and break something. The book I'm working on is called Adventures on $10 a Day, and I'm on day 47 with only 3 minor infringements so far, all health related. I don't want to make it 4. I can't help but notice a whiff of body odour as I cradle the Canon, trying to balance the long lens by stretching out one leg behind me. It's a delicate balancing act. I'm filthy, and I need to find a standpipe somewhere to refill the water in my vehicle, which is also my home. I really want to wash, although I've spent so much time alone I've forgotten what it's like to present pleasantly to others. Kind sir, this bird only $15, great craftsmanship. This unusual bit of vocabulary makes me turn. A young Egyptian man dressed in a red tracksuit is beseeching me. His attire is oddly paired with flip-flops and a headscarf loosely wound around his neck, mouth and nose to ward off wind-blown sand. His flip-flops look ragged but comfortable. I'm wearing my running shoes because they have good grips for balancing on slippery stepladders. 2 for $25, special offer just for you. The man, who looks no older than 20, is holding out 2 crude-looking alabaster birds with metal legs. They vaguely resemble the bird-shaped hieroglyphics I saw in the carvings in the Valley of the Kings. There, I had the displeasure of warding off 2 middle-aged men supposedly trying to sell ancient Egyptian tiles prized off a tomb. At least this guy's wares aren't pretending to antiquity. I'm sorry, I say, I've got no money. He clearly doesn't believe me. After a brief flicker of doubt crosses his face, he smiles broadly as if he's come up with a brilliant idea. I climb down off the ladder and fold it away. I can do 20 for 2, final offer. Or, this one, $9. I laugh. His economics are clearly ad hoc. I place the tripod and ladder at the edge of the roof so I can reach them from the ground and climb down via the back of the Jeep. The cool box and chemical toilet act as steps. I shake my head. I really can't spare the cash. I pull out my pockets to demonstrate they're empty, in case the only English he knows is his sales patter. I suspect he assumes I'm just another wealthy Brit on holiday who owns a Jeep in reasonably good condition and decent running shoes and therefore has plenty spare cash. There's no way I can explain to him that I couldn't spend any more money today if I wanted to, because I've decided to prove some stupid point about how far your money goes overseas. I'm the interloper here. I clearly wield economic power. Momentary sorrow seems to cast a shade over the Egyptian's face as I jump off the tailgate and begin to pack the equipment away. Everything has its place in my little home on wheels. My ex-wife, whom I still talk to every few days, says I should name the Jeep. I'm not sure why I'm hesitant. Perhaps it's because I fear she'll let me down like everyone else has whose name I've known. That's what you get after 5 years in prison. A phone full of ex-friends. The young salesman is still holding out one of the birds. Up close, it's an even shoddier piece of work than it seemed from up high. I squint towards the city, 20 minutes of light left. If I hurry, I can find a surreptitious spot to park up before night falls. I don't want too many folks to know I'm sleeping in my vehicle. $7. Now you rob me, he says forlornly. Much of the vim seems to have left his sales spiel, and the alabaster bird still doesn't feel like a bargain. Despite that, I feel sorry I can't help him out, although his persistence is an irritant. Now he holds out a hand, expecting me to shake it. Bait, I think, before falling for it. I give his bony fingers a quick squeeze. I'm Abdul. You Englishman? Scottish, I explain unnecessarily. He doesn't get it. Nobody east of Europe does. I really have no cash. Shouldn't you be getting back? I gesture vaguely towards Cairo, about half a mile away. Is he really planning to walk across the desert after dark, or am I going to have to offer him a lift? I was considering a quick bucket bath. Abdul has the same knock-kneed stance as the bird he's selling. He looks incredulous that I won't buy his lousy carvings. $5, you take both. Desperation. Now he's holding up both birds, the last items in the cloth bag he wears around his skinny shoulders. He's done well from the tourists today, I suspect. My patience dwindles. I don't want your fucking birds. I don't even like them. The expletive and my tone hit home. He pushes his bottom lip out like a pouting child. I immediately feel bad. I'm a brawler by nature. That's what got me locked up. I'm quick to anger and quick to regret. A misjudged shove sent a man off a bridge into a river. I'd no idea he couldn't swim. I waited too late before I dived in to rescue him. I keep the charge sheet folded in my wallet. The document reminds me of how easily life can go awry. Manslaughter. The word may contain laughter, but it's far from amusing. Abdul begins to saunter melodramatically away. I can tell he's waiting for me to shout after him, and I shouldn't respond, but... Hey, Abdul, you want a pair of running shoes? I kick off my shoes. They're a size too small anyhow, and I've been cutting into my heels. That and the sand has engendered some nasty wounds. I'll stick to the Crocs from now on. Abdul turns and looks down at my bare feet and the shoes. Suddenly he gets it, beams, runs back and tries them on. They fit him better than they fitted me. He hands me one alabaster bird. Only one, I think, but don't say. I don't want to take it, but he insists. He's an honest businessman, even if he did initially want to charge me 8 times its value. I guess it might look good on the Jeep's dash. I take the bird, offer a mock bow, for some reason, and he takes off, practically skipping off towards the city, treading a footpath amongst the sand that only he can see. Hope you enjoyed that. That's kind of based on a true thing that happened when I was in Egypt in about 1990, maybe 89 or something. I was there with my friend Grant at the time. I've lost contact with Grant. And we were both, I think it was, we walked up a hill overlooking the Valley of the Kings, so it wasn't the pyramids. And we were chased up there by a young guy who was trying to sell us these alabaster birds. And he had a few of them. And yeah, it started off as like, I think it was even more. I think it was like $30 Egyptian to begin with. And then it went all the way down to 2 for $5. And then we got to the end of our trip and we had no money left. We certainly didn't have like pockets full of dollars to hand out. So we said no. And eventually he just sort of limped miserably away. He couldn't believe that we hadn't bought anything. So yeah, that's what that's based on. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little slice of semi-truth, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.